Imagine a world where life-saving drugs could be discovered in months instead of decades. A world where clinical trials are not just faster and smarter, but also, more inclusive, reaching patients who desperately need them wherever they are. For years, that vision felt like pure science fiction, didn't it? Just a distant dream in the often long, really arduous, and incredibly expensive journey of medical innovation. But today, we're going to unpack how artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning are turning that into, well, a tangible reality. Right now, in the pharmaceutical and biotech sectors. Welcome to the deep dive. For you, our curious listener, we've taken a really deep dive into a stack of compelling sources. We're exploring how AI is fundamentally reshaping, well, pretty much everything from the lab bench right through to the pharmacy shelf. Our mission for this deep dive is to give you a comprehensive understanding of this profound transformation, highlighting the key trends, the significant challenges, and importantly, the incredible opportunities that lie ahead.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that we're looking at a systemic shift. It's not just about the technology in isolation. It's really about how knowledge itself is created, how it's tested, and ultimately how it's delivered in medicine.
Yeah.
It's like a fundamental re-architecture of the entire value chain of healthcare. It's huge.
That's a powerful way to frame it, yeah. So get ready for some truly eye-opening numbers, some surprising examples of AI's power in action, and a clear look at what this all means for you and the future of healthcare. We're talking about, a massive financial impact, the dramatic acceleration of drug discovery, and the personalization of medicine, all powered by these intelligent algorithms. It's a journey into the cutting edge of what's possible, and honestly, it promises to redefine health as we know it. Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. When we talk about AI in this context, specifically within pharma and biotech, what exactly are we referring to? It's clearly much more than just like robots assembling things on a factory line, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's far broader and deeper than that. At its core, AI is the overarching field of computer science. It focuses on creating machines that can perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, human-like intellectual and cognitive processes. And think about capabilities like learning from vast amounts of data, reasoning through complex problems, solving those problems creatively, perceiving intricate patterns, and even processing human language. In essence, it's about getting machines to analyze and interpret data for accurate, useful insights, and doing it at a scale and speed that's just impossible for humans alone.
Right.
And this is quite distinct from pure robotics, which is primarily about designing machines for difficult, repetitive physical tasks, or even automation, which refers more to a design program allowing machines to move or carry objects independently using sensors. AI, by definition, it imbues these machines with a form of machine intelligence.
Okay, so it's really about the thinking part, the intelligence, not just the physical action. That distinction makes a lot of sense. Given that, what kind of AI are we generally seeing in use right now? The kind that's making such a significant impact across pharma and biotech today?
Right. Most of what we encounter and utilize today, whether it's Apple's Siri, Amazon's Alexa, or the underlying tech in facial recognition or advanced internet searches, it falls under what's known as narrow AI or weak AI.
Hmm.
This type of AI is expertly designed and trained to perform very specific, focused tasks. It excels in those defined areas, but it doesn't possess broader cognitive abilities or like general human-level intelligence.
Right.
The long-term, more ambitious vision for general AI or strong AI, which would be capable of autonomously outperforming humans at all cognitive tasks,
Hmm.
that's still very much a future goal. It's not our current reality. Maybe another way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
We can classify AI in a couple of useful ways by caliber, right? We have artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. That's the weak AI we just discussed, designed for specific tasks. Then there's artificial general intelligence, AGI, often called human-level AI, capable of understanding, learning, applying intelligence across a wide range of problems, even new ones. And then way out there, the theoretical artificial superintelligence, ASI, which would, surpass human brain power in virtually every cognitive field.
Wait, a sci-fi stuff almost.
Kind of, yeah. And from another perspective, based on its presence, we see type 1 reactive machines. Think IBM's Deep Blue Chess program. They identify patterns, make predictions, but lack memory. They can't learn from the past for future use. Then type 2, or limited memory systems. These do use past experiences for present and future problems, like certain decision-making functions in autonomous vehicles, though these observations aren't stored permanently. Now, types 3 and 4. Theory of mind, understanding intentions, desires, and self-awareness, a sense of self-consciousness. That's still firmly in the realm of science fiction for now. Our current groundbreaking applications in pharma, they're largely operating within the realms of type 1 and type 2 AI, leveraging their immense processing power for specific defined challenges.
That's a crucial distinction. It really helps frame where we are now versus, the more futuristic visions people often jump to. But even within these current capabilities, this isn't just some niche trend. The numbers involved, they're truly staggering. The investment, the projected impact.
Indeed they are. And this raises an important question, right? Why is AI adoption accelerating so rapidly? Why is it commanding such significant investment in pharma and biotech now? The market projections alone are, well, eye-watering. AI is projected to generate somewhere between $350 billion and $410 billion annually for the pharmaceutical sector by 2025.
Wow, 350 to 410 billion annually.
Yes. Those aren't just big numbers. They scream that AI is fundamentally redefining the economic landscape of medicine. It's turning what felt like insurmountable challenges into these multi-billion-dollar opportunities that ultimately directly benefit patients through faster, more effective treatments.
It really connects the tech back to the patient impact.
Exactly. And look at specific areas. The market for AI and drug discovery alone is expected to jump from an estimated $1.5 billion to approximately $13 billion by 2032.
13 billion just for discovery.
Yes, for discovery. And the global AI and the overall pharmaceutical market, estimated at $1.94 billion in 2025, forecasted to reach around $16.49 billion by 2034. Yeah. That's an impressive compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of 27%.
A 27% growth rate. That's incredible momentum.
It is. What these staggering figures really tell us is that AI isn't just some efficiency tool. It's a new engine for value creation. It's radically altering the speed and scale at which medical breakthroughs can happen.
Those are truly monumental figures, yeah. It really indicates a paradigm shift. Sounds like a brand new frontier for data scientists and biotech innovators.
Absolutely. And the spending reflects this urgency to innovate. AI spending in the pharmaceutical industry is expected to hit $3 billion by 2025. That surge is directly tied to the industry's drive to drastically reduce the hefty time and, importantly, the costs associated with traditional drug development.
Makes sense.
And the collaboration landscape tells a similar story. Alliances focused on AI-driven drug discovery, they've skyrocketed. From just 10 collaborations back in 2015 to an astonishing 105 by 2021. This just demonstrates its growing, undeniable influence. Companies are realizing they simply can't afford to be left behind.
That's an incredible growth trajectory. It reflects an undeniable belief in AI's potential to deliver real results. But is everyone on board with this revolution at the same pace? Or are there, different speeds of adoption across the industry?
That's a critical point to consider. Adoption isn't quite even. Not at all. A 2023 Statista survey revealed that 75% of what they called AI-first biotech firms. These are companies really built around AI. They're heavily integrating it into drug discovery. For these companies, AI isn't just a tool. It's often the foundational backbone of their entire operational model.
So they're built differently from the ground up.
Exactly. However, traditional, larger pharma companies, they lag significantly behind. Adoption levels are about 5 times lower in those established players. And this disparity highlights a challenge that goes beyond just, buying the technology.
Yeah.
It's about fundamentally transforming entrenched business operations, deeply ingrained organizational culture, established workflows. It's hard.
Yeah, changing the culture of a huge organization is tough.
It is. PwC, for example, found that 53% of pharma finance leaders are prioritizing AI and advanced analytics, specifically to automate processes and drive efficiency. They're aiming to completely rethink operations from the ground up. So while the momentum is undeniable, the journey to full, seamless integration, it's definitely still ongoing, and it's certainly uneven.
That makes perfect sense. It's not just about buying the tech, but about completely rethinking how you operate, which for large established companies, well, that can be a monumental task. Okay, so moving from the broad strokes of AI adoption, let's zoom in. Let's talk about where AI is truly revolutionizing the nuts and bolts of medicine, drug discovery and design. Before AI, bringing a new drug to market was, as you said, incredibly arduous, long, often heartbreakingly uncertain, an uphill battle. What did that look like traditionally?
Traditionally, well, the path was indeed a massive undertaking, fraught with immense challenges. On average, it took about 14.6 years.
14 and a half years.
Yes, and around $2.6 billion to bring one new drug to market. Imagine dedicating nearly 2 decades of research, countless hours of human effort, billions of dollars to a single project, only for it to potentially fail. And even after all that investment time, money, human ingenuity, Only about 10% of drug candidates actually made it through clinical trials to reach patients.
Only 10% success rate. Wow.
The odds were incredibly stacked against success, and the human and financial toll of that failure rate was just staggering. This is precisely where AI gets really interesting. It fundamentally alters the calculus of discovery. It gives us a new chance at overcoming those odds.
So how does AI intervene right at the very beginning of this long process in finding what to target, what exactly are scientists even looking for, and how does AI help them find it faster?
Right at the heart of this transformation is target identification. Traditionally, pinpointing novel drug targets. These are the specific molecules or pathways in the body that a drug needs to act upon to treat a disease involved painstaking trial and error. Human researchers had to sift through reams of scientific literature, experimental data, complex biological assays, often looking for a needle in a haystack.
A very expensive haystack.
A very expensive haystack, exactly. Now, AI can sift through truly vast amounts of complex biological data, genomics, proteomics, medical literature, far beyond what any human team could ever manage in a timely fashion. This allows AI to uncover potential drug targets that might just be missed by manual analysis. It rapidly identifies and zeroes in on the most promising opportunities faster. It's almost like having a superpowered detective for biological pathways, constantly looking for subtle clues we'd never find manually. It fundamentally accelerates those initial stages of drug development.
That's incredibly powerful, like a superpowered microscope for biological data, as you say. So once these potential targets are identified, how does AI then help design the actual drug molecules, the things that will interact with those targets?
Okay, so once targets are identified, AI shifts into high gear. It evaluates drug-target interactions and analyzes disease mechanisms with, frankly, unprecedented precision. It can predict how potential drug compounds will bind to and affect these targets at a molecular level, almost like a virtual chemistry lab running millions of experiments simultaneously.
A virtual lab.
Exactly. This capability helps design more effective, highly specific drugs, ensuring compounds are not just innovative, but also precisely tailored to the target. It also enables quicker, iterative adjustments to chemical structures, refining compounds with a speed that was previously impossible. And this accelerated process, it's making a tangible difference. It's estimated that by 2025, a remarkable 30% of all new drugs will be discovered using AI.
30%, that's a huge chunk already.
It is. And we've seen incredible real-world examples,
Yeah.
like Atomwise. These supercomputers and their AtomNet deep learning neural network for structure-based drug design. They were able to identify 2 drugs to combat the Ebola virus in just, get this, one day.
One day, compared to months or years.
Exactly. A process that would typically take months, maybe even years, through traditional manual methods.
Right.
It just showcases AI's sheer speed and efficiency.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. We're not just talking about AI analyzing existing data or screening known compounds. You mentioned molecular design. Is it possible that generative AI isn't just analyzing existing possibilities, but it's actually creating new possibilities, entirely novel molecules from scratch?
Exactly. And this is where we're seeing some of the most profound breakthroughs. Generative AI is making huge strides in molecular design. Consider models like AlphaFold. It's revolutionized our understanding of proteins. It accurately predicts protein structures from their amino acid sequences with remarkable accuracy. This has dramatically accelerated drug development for complex diseases like malaria or cancer, even for creating new enzymes like ones that digest plastic.
Wow.
Over 1.2 million researchers worldwide are already using AlphaFold. That's a testament to its practical impact. And newer models, like Genie, are taking this even further. They can actually design entirely new proteins that don't exist in nature, essentially writing the instructions for bespoke proteins.
Designing new proteins. That sounds like science fiction made real.
It kind of is. This opens up unprecedented possibilities for tailored treatments. For example, in areas like Alzheimer's and cancer, where traditional drug design has really struggled.
That's truly groundbreaking. The ability to create novel structures from the ground up is a definite game changer. And I saw a particularly exciting example in our sources about generative AI tackling one of the biggest global health crises. Antibiotic resistance. That sounds incredibly critical.
Oh, it truly is a potential game changer. It addresses a dire global crisis. MIT researchers use generative AI to design molecules that simply didn't exist before, leading to promising new antibiotic candidates. This is critical because traditional methods often just look at variations of known molecules, which makes it incredibly hard to find entirely new classes of drugs that bacteria haven't encountered and developed resistance to.
Right. The bacteria keep evolving faster than we find new drugs.
Precisely. The MIT team generated more than 36 million possible compounds. and then computationally screen them. They weren't just looking for antimicrobial properties, mind you. They were also ensuring they weren't toxic to human cells and were structurally distinct from existing antibiotics. From this massive, virtually unlimited pool, they identified DN1. It proved effective against MRSA methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus in a mouse model, and another one, NG1, effective against drug-resistant Neisseria gonorrhea. By interfering with bacterial cell membranes or protein synthesis, this is a crucial step towards new ways to combat these resilient superbugs.
This is huge. Antibiotic resistance is a massive global health crisis that has been silently escalating, causing millions of deaths. Finding new classes of antibiotics is incredibly difficult, and, well, drug makers have largely neglected the field for decades because of the cost and complexity.
It absolutely is a game changer. Drug-resistant bacterial infections cause nearly 5 million deaths annually worldwide. And without new breakthroughs, this number is projected to skyrocket. And you're right, between 1980 and 2003, only just five new antibacterial agents were developed by the top 15 drug makers. AI is now stepping in to fill that critical gap by exploring vast chemical spaces that were previously inaccessible to human researchers. The MIT team's work, for example, is part of their Antibiotics AI project, specifically created to address this void left by traditional pharma. It offers real hope in the fight against these deadly pathogens. And beyond these specific, compelling examples, we're seeing broader industry applications of generative AI. AI's generative AI models are playing matchmaker for Haldazarba PTACs. These are novel therapies designed to recruit the body's own immune system to target and destroy diseased cells, often used in oncology and immunology. This collaboration resulted in a deal potentially worth over $1 billion.
$1 billion based on AI matchmaking for molecules.
Essentially, yes. Similarly, Curin Pharmaceutical selected Elix Discovery, an AI-powered platform, specifically to accelerate compound selection, synthesis, and evaluation in their drug discovery research, aiming to enhance the quality of potential drug candidates and create highly valuable new drugs more efficiently. These aren't just theoretical applications, you see. They are translating into real-world partnerships and significant financial commitments, showcasing the immediate and tangible impact of generative AI.
So what does all this mean for the bottom line? And more importantly, for getting desperately needed treatments to people faster? What's the practical impact of all this speed and innovation?
Well, the impact on efficiency and speed is profound, and it directly translates to human lives. AI-enabled workflows can significantly reduce the time and the cost of bringing a new molecule to the preclinical candidate stage. For complex targets, these efficiencies could save up to 40% of the time.
40%. 40% of the time, and 30% of the cost compared to traditional methods. In a field where the stakes are incredibly high, where every month saved can mean reaching patients sooner, these savings are huge. They allow companies to test more compounds, pursue more promising avenues, and ultimately find breakthroughs faster, bringing life-saving therapies to market more quickly and hopefully more affordably. Let's consider a compelling and historically challenging case study: the blood-brain barrier. Dallas-based Lantern Pharma launched an open-access AI tool called PredictPBB.ai. It predicts blood-brain barrier permeability with an impressive 94% accuracy.
94% accuracy on crossing the blood-brain barrier, that's notoriously difficult.
Extremely difficult. It boasts 95% sensitivity, 89% specificity. This is absolutely critical because only about 2% to 6% of small molecule drugs can actually cross this protective barrier. It's designed to keep toxins out of the brain, right? So it keeps most drugs out too. This makes central nervous system, or CNS, drug development notoriously hard. CNS programs are about 50% more prone to failure and 30% more costly than, say, cardiovascular programs.
Huge difference.
Huge. Lantern's tool uses its larger REDAR platform. This incorporates a suite of sophisticated AI techniques: deep neural networks, support vector machines, random forests, logistic regression, essentially different advanced learning strategies. It's designed to tackle this challenge head-on by analyzing vast, complex data sets to make highly accurate predictions about how a drug will cross that barrier.
This sounds like a true paradigm shift for brain research. For developing treatments for neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, even brain cancers, getting drugs past that barrier has always been a massive, often insurmountable hurdle.
It absolutely is a transformative development. This tool democratizes access to predictive capabilities that were previously incredibly difficult and expensive, or simply unavailable. It has the potential to accelerate the development of treatments for conditions ranging from brain cancers to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. By allowing researchers to identify promising compounds before expensive preclinical or clinical testing, this fundamentally shifts the economics and feasibility of CNS drug development, making it more accessible for more researchers to innovate in this challenging space. The company even predicts the broader AI drug discovery technology market could reach over $20 billion by 2030, with blood-brain barrier technologies growing significantly within that. It illustrates its profound future impact.
Okay, drug discovery is one thing, and AI is clearly making incredible strides there, that's clear. But getting through clinical trials, that's another massive hurdle, often the longest, most expensive, and most uncertain part of the journey for a new medicine. How is AI tackling this critical bottleneck, this valley of death where so many promising treatments unfortunately stumble?
That's a great way to put it, the valley of death. Clinical trials are traditionally plagued by inefficiencies. They're resource-intensive, time-consuming, and notoriously difficult to execute well. AI is fundamentally transforming this by making trials faster, smarter, and significantly more patient-centric. The potential financial impact is enormous. Projected savings of up to $25 billion in clinical development alone.
25 billion, just from optimizing trials.
Just from optimizing the clinical development phase, by improving every stage from patient recruitment to data analysis. This is about not just speeding things up, but making the entire process more intelligent and, frankly, more humane for the participants.
Finding the right patients for a trial is often where studies stall, isn't it? It can be incredibly difficult to identify and enroll a diverse and sufficient number of eligible participants, leading to really costly delays.
Indeed, patient recruitment is a major bottleneck. Up to 25% of studies fail just due to insufficient enrollment. Traditionally, this involved painstaking, manual searches through vast, often disparate patient databases, incredibly time-consuming, prone to human error. AI streamlines this process dramatically. It analyzes vast amounts of electronic health records, EHRs, and also real-world data, RWD. That's information collected from various sources outside of traditional clinical trials. It uses advanced natural language processing to sift through these records, identify eligible participants quickly and with high accuracy, matching them to trials based on their specific medical histories and the trial's precise criteria.
So it finds the needles in the haystack much faster.
Much faster. Tools like Trial GPT, for instance, automate this matching, making patient identification much more efficient. This not only speeds up recruitment, but also helps ensure greater diversity in trials. And it can even predict patient dropouts, allowing for proactive intervention to prevent costly disruptions and delays.
That's a huge step forward for efficiency. And what about the actual design of the trials themselves? Can AI make those smarter and more adaptable rather than sort of rigid and slow?
It absolutely can. Trial design used to involve a lot of rigid parameters, often a degree of guesswork based on limited historical data. AI is changing that. It's making trial design far more dynamic and patient-focused. By utilizing real-world data, AI algorithms can identify subgroups of patients who are most likely to respond positively to treatments, allowing researchers to tailor trial protocols more effectively. This means trials can potentially be adjusted in real time to reflect patient responses, optimizing for better results and a higher probability of success.
Real-time adjustments, that sounds powerful.
It is. AI also helps refine inclusion and exclusion criteria, allowing for more precise targeting of the patient population. This intelligent design can cut trial duration by up to 10% without compromising data integrity, making the whole process more efficient and targeted, and ultimately bringing effective treatments to market sooner.
The sheer volume of data generated from clinical trials must be absolutely overwhelming for human analysts. How does AI handle that tsunami of information, especially when you're talking about real-time adjustments?
It truly is a data deluge, yeah. But this is precisely where AI truly excels. In traditional trials, researchers often had to wait until the very end of a study to analyze all the results, which meant they couldn't respond to emerging trends quickly. With AI, real-time data analysis is now a reality. AI systems continuously process patient data throughout the trial, identifying emerging trends, predicting outcomes, even allowing for dynamic adjustments to trial protocols on the fly if necessary. This capability to process and interpret massive datasets almost instantaneously optimizes the trial. It significantly reduces the likelihood of errors and ultimately saves valuable resources. Moreover, generative AI can predict the success rate of a trial by analyzing historical data patterns, further increasing the probability of success and substantially cutting development costs. It's like providing a highly informed pre-flight check for each trial.
This all ties into a broader, very patient-centric shift we're seeing towards making trials more convenient and accessible for participants. often known as decentralized clinical trials or DCTs. It sounds like AI is a key player here, too.
Precisely. AI is a key enabler for decentralized clinical trials, DCTs. These trials break down many of the traditional barriers to participation. Things like travel, time off work, making studies more accessible to diverse populations globally, especially in underserved communities. People who might otherwise struggle with logistical hurdles to reach a physical clinical site. The FDA itself recognizes the benefits of DCTs, citing improvements in convenience, patient recruitment, retention, and overall productivity.
So regulators are on board with this shift.
They are. Pfizer, for example, has an initiative called Clinical Trial Anywhere. It's a comprehensive suite of solutions, including remote sample collection, alternative study locations, home health services, mobile units, all designed to reduce the need for onerous in-person visits and increase patient comfort and accessibility. This means a patient in a, say, rural area can participate in a trial that might have previously been completely out of reach, drastically broadening access and improving the diversity of trial populations, which is crucial for generalizable results.
Okay, so beyond the lab and the clinical phase, AI is even impacting how drugs are actually made and distributed. It really seems to be touching every single part of the pharmaceutical journey, from molecule discovery right through to the patient getting the medicine.
That's absolutely right. This part is about ensuring product quality, preventing waste, and guaranteeing timely and safe delivery on a global scale. AI is driving unprecedented levels of efficiency and reliability across the entire pharmaceutical supply chain, which is incredibly complex and vital, particularly for things like temperature-sensitive biologics or critical medications. So, in terms of manufacturing optimization, AI-driven systems are making a significant difference by reducing errors and improving product consistency. Imagine a sterile production line where every step is monitored by AI. Real-time analytics allow production lines to adjust dynamically to subtle variations in raw materials or environmental conditions, enhancing both efficiency and quality control. This integrates seamlessly with robotics and the Internet of Things, IoT, ushering in what's known as Industry 4.0 for better control and faster, more adaptable production cycles.
Industry 4.0 in pharma?
Exactly. Then there's predictive maintenance. In pharmaceutical production, an unexpected machine failure can cause incredibly costly delays. It can jeopardize an entire batch of medicine, even lead to drug shortages. AI-powered predictive maintenance identifies issues before they happen. By continuously analyzing sensor data from equipment, detecting subtle anomalies that indicate wear and tear. This proactive approach helps avoid costly downtime, keeps production running smoothly, and maximizes both efficiency and uptime.
Preventing problems before they start.
Precisely. And for supply chain management, AI is enhancing capabilities by improving demand forecasting and inventory optimization. With predictive analytics, pharma companies can minimize waste, anticipate and prevent drug shortages, ensure timely deliveries, and maintain product integrity through real-time tracking and monitoring of storage conditions, from factory to pharmacy. Critical for sensitive drugs.
Intelligent automation sounds like it's taking things to another level entirely. It's not just fixing problems, but actively preventing them and optimizing the entire system in real time.
It absolutely is. And industry leadership sees this clearly. Get this. 79% of pharmaceutical executives believe intelligent automation will have a significant impact on their industry in the next 5 years.
Nearly 80%.
Yes. Pfizer, for instance, uses intelligent automation to streamline its temperature-controlled logistics, which is crucial for sensitive products like vaccines or certain biologics that must be kept within a precise temperature range. This has resulted in significantly reduced human errors, boosted efficiency throughout the distribution network, and optimized the entire supply chain from raw materials to finished products, ultimately improving drug quality and lowering operational costs. It's like having a hyper-vigilant, autonomous manager overseeing every single step. And here's where things get even more exciting, I think. The concept of digital twins. These are virtual models of entire manufacturing processes or even clinical trials that simulate operations in real time.
Like a simulation of the real thing.
Exactly. A high-fidelity simulation. This allows companies to test various scenarios and identify potential inefficiencies before they occur in the physical world. For example, a company called Unlearn used digital twins in an Alzheimer's study. By creating virtual control patients based on historical data, they were able to reduce the number of actual human participants required by 35% in the control arms and 21% for the overall study.
Wow, reducing the number of people needed in trials, especially placebos, that's significant.
Hugely significant. This kind of efficiency could shave years off drug development timelines. dramatically accelerating the availability of life-saving treatments for devastating diseases, and reducing the burden on real-world patients. It's like running a high-fidelity video game simulation of your entire factory or clinical trial, allowing for almost perfect foresight and optimization.
It's clear that AI is profoundly transforming every aspect of pharma and biotech. It's really impressive. So who are the big names, the major players really pushing the boundaries with AI in this space, both the traditional giants and maybe some innovative newcomers?
Right, we're seeing significant strides from both camps. Traditional pharmaceutical giants and a new wave of these AI-first innovators. Take Pfizer, for instance. They've fully embraced AI through strategic partnerships. Companies like Tempus, Cytoreason, Gero, integrating AI into drug discovery, clinical trials, patient population analysis. A standout achievement includes accelerating the development of COVID-19 treatments, like Paxlovid, with AI's help.
Right, Paxlovid development was remarkably fast.
It was. Beyond that, they're leveraging AI for internal data mining, extracting insights from vast internal data sets, even predicting regulatory queries to save weeks in the approval process by proactively addressing potential concerns. Pfizer is also using natural language processing, NLP, to automate documentation, labeling, quality control, like creating those crucial printed inserts from medicine boxes with higher accuracy and efficiency, freeing up human resources for more complex tasks. Then you have AstraZeneca. They're actively employing AI through collaborations with firms like Benevolent AI and Choir.ai for treatments in areas such as chronic kidney disease and pulmonary fibrosis. Their focus is on enhancing drug discovery by identifying novel targets and optimizing clinical trial designs for greater speed and success. Benevolent AI, a UK-based innovator you mentioned, specializes specifically in AI-powered drug discovery, using machine learning to create a knowledge graph of biomedical data, which then helps them select precise, novel drug targets. This expertise is why they've forged strong partnerships with giants like AstraZeneca and Novartis.
So the big players are partnering with the AI specialists.
Often, yes. Or acquiring them. Janssen, part of Johnson & Johnson, is leading the charge with over 100 AI projects, spanning clinical trials, patient recruitment, drug discovery. Their Trials360.ai platform is a prime example of how AI can streamline trial processes, improving both speed and efficiency by intelligently managing complex data sets and patient interactions. In silico medicine is renowned for its cutting-edge use of AI, combining deep learning models with generative AI for drug design and synthesis. Their Pharm AI project uses generative adversarial networks, GANs, and reinforcement learning algorithms, not just to generate entirely new molecular structures, but also to ideate the biological origins of diseases, essentially helping us understand why a disease starts at a fundamental level.
Understanding the why with AI. Fascinating.
It is. And finally, Roche topped the Statista AI Readiness Index in 2023, showcasing their success through a combination of robust in-house innovation and strategic acquisitions of smaller tech-driven firms to bolster their AI capabilities, really defining the future of AI in medicine for many.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly promising and impactful, but with such a rapid and profound technological shift, well, it can't be without its challenges, right? What are the significant hurdles, the roadblocks that need to be addressed to fully realize AI's potential?
That's a vital consideration, absolutely. The path forward is definitely not without its obstacles. A critical challenge is data quality. Pharma and biotech deal with incredibly complex biological data. And for AI models to be effective, this data needs to be high quality, standardized, integrated across diverse sources. Without clean, reliable data, even the most sophisticated AI models are limited. It's that garbage in, garbage out principle.
Right, the foundation has to be solid.
Exactly. Closely related is transparency, that black box nature of some advanced AI models we touched on. It can be really difficult to interpret how an AI arrived at a particular conclusion, especially in complex drug design or clinical outcome predictions. This presents problems for trust, validation, and certainly for regulatory approval. Regulatory hurdles are also a significant concern. We currently lack universally standardized guidelines for AI-based drug approval. This creates uncertainty and potentially slows down innovation as companies navigate this evolving landscape.
The rules haven't quite caught up with the tech yet.
In many ways, no. Then there are crucial privacy concerns, especially when dealing with vast amounts of sensitive patient data, and the potential for bias in data to inadvertently affect trial outcomes, leading to unequal healthcare if models aren't trained on diverse representative data sets. That's a huge ethical issue. Data availability itself is a challenge. Biological data sets can be incomplete or noisy, and access to proprietary high-value data can be very costly, creating barriers for smaller innovators.
Hmm.
The talent gap is also stark. There's a significant shortage of professionals with expertise in both complex AI engineering and intricate biological sciences. Finding people who deeply understand both worlds is tough. They're incredibly rare and valuable.
The unicorns of the field.
Pretty much. Integration is another hurdle, involving complex scaling processes. The challenge of integrating new, cutting-edge AI systems with existing, often legacy, infrastructure within traditional pharma companies. And finally, cultural alignment. Aligning a fast-paced, agile tech culture with traditional, often more risk-averse pharma workflows can be difficult. It requires significant organizational change management. However, and this is important, it's crucial to see that each of these challenges also presents a corresponding opportunity for growth and innovation. For instance, the very need for high-quality data. It's pushing the industry towards better data governance and standardization, which is good overall. The drive for transparency in AI, it's fostering the development of explainable AI models where the reasoning process can be understood.
So the challenges are driving solutions.
In many cases, yes. Regulatory complexities are actually driving the creation of new, more agile frameworks tailored for AI, which will ultimately streamline approvals. The growing demand for interdisciplinary talent. It's opening up exciting new career paths at the intersection of AI, bioinformatics, and pharma. AI can also leverage vast existing public data sets and synthesize novel data, opening new avenues for insight. AI-driven automation improves precision, reduces operational costs in production and logistics. It enables personalized treatment plans and predictive maintenance to reduce costly downtime. So while the hurdles are absolutely real, the momentum behind addressing them is equally powerful, leading to ongoing innovation and collaboration.
With such powerful technology and the ethical concerns you just touched on, like data privacy and potential bias, there must be a strong focus on ethics and safety to ensure these innovations truly benefit everyone equitably.
Absolutely. It's a critical area of focus, and it really can't be overstated. Regulatory bodies like the FDA in the US and the European Medicines Agency, the EMA, are actively stepping up. They're working hard to ensure safety, efficacy, and fairness. The FDA, for example, has introduced initiatives like the Software Pre-Certification Program, aiming to create a clearer pathway for the approval process of AI-driven drugs and medical devices. However, you highlighted the black box nature of some AI models earlier, and this presents a significant challenge for regulators, making it difficult to fully understand or explain their decision-making process. This naturally raises concerns about transparency and accountability in drug approvals, where patient safety is obviously paramount.
Finding that balance between speed and safety.
Exactly. The balance required is delicate. We need to foster rapid innovation while upholding rigorous safety protocols. Regulatory bodies must craft frameworks that allow AI to advance without compromising public health. The World Health Organization, the WHO, has also highlighted the significant risk of bias in AI algorithms, which could lead to unequal healthcare outcomes if these models aren't representative of all populations. For instance, if the data used to train an AI model is predominantly from one demographic group, its insights might not be equally applicable or effective for others, potentially exacerbating existing health disparities.
Right, so it's about making sure AI truly benefits all patients equitably. And that requires proactive design and ethical considerations right from the very start of the development process.
Precisely. The ongoing focus is on demanding transparency, developing explainable AI, and ensuring fairness in the algorithms through rigorous testing and diverse datasets. This commitment to ethical AI also extends to using AI to enhance drug safety in other ways, like improving supply chain traceability, as seen with initiatives like the U.S. Drug Supply Chain Security Act, the DSCSA. This act aims to secure the pharmaceutical supply chain against counterfeit or substandard drugs, and AI can play a crucial role in monitoring and verifying product integrity. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure AI is used responsibly, ethically, and equitably to benefit everyone without inadvertently leaving anyone behind.
It's fascinating to see how AI is permeating every single layer of the industry. It's not just big pharma and advanced R&D. AI is already making a tangible difference in hospitals and even, your local pharmacies.
That's absolutely right. AI is being used in critical ways to support patient care and streamline operations directly within hospital settings. It's freeing up healthcare professionals from more complex, human-centric tasks, allowing them to focus on what they do best, caring for people. So in terms of medical record maintenance, systems like the Google DeepMind Health Project are assisting, excavating vast amounts of medical records quickly, making data collection, storage, normalization, tracing much easier. For example, Moorfields Eye Hospital NHS in London uses this project to analyze millions of anonymized eye scans. helping to identify early signs of eye disease with incredible accuracy and speed, improving patient outcomes.
Spotting disease earlier through AI analysis.
Exactly. For treatment plan design, AI technology is proving invaluable, especially for complex diseases. When a patient is in critical condition, selecting a suitable treatment plan can be incredibly difficult. Systems like IBM Watson for oncology analyze individual patient data against thousands of historical cases. Insights gleaned from Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center physicians, vast literature, over 300 medical journals, 200 textbooks, to provide a range of evidence-based treatment options for clinicians.
Distilling millions of pages into options.
Pretty much. It translates to almost 15 million pages of text distilled into actionable insights, helping doctors make more informed decisions. AI also powerfully assists in repetitive diagnostic tasks, like examining X-ray imaging, MRIs, CT scans, echo, ECGs for disease detection. IBM's medical sieve algorithm acts as a cognitive assistant with strong analytical abilities, combining deep learning with medical imaging data to detect and identify diseases like cancer or cardiovascular issues from almost all types of imaging, often spotting anomalies missed by the human eye.
An AI assistant for radiologists.
In a way, yes. For health support and medication assistance, we see innovations like Molly, a startup-designed virtual nurse that guides patients with chronic conditions. Molly can answer common questions, remind patients to take medication, provide personalized health info, acting as a constant accessible companion. Similarly, the ECure app, using a smartphone webcam, monitors patients for medication adherence, visually confirming they've taken their pills, especially useful in clinical trials for data integrity or managing patients with complex regimens. In precision medicine, AI systems like deep genomics observe genetic patterns and information in medical records, identifying mutations and linkages to diseases, informing doctors about cellular events when DNA is altered, allowing for highly personalized treatment strategies based on an individual's unique genetic makeup. Craig Venter, known for his pioneering work on the human genome, designed an algorithm that can even predict physical characteristics based on DNA, pushing the boundaries of what we can learn from our genetic code. Human longevity AI technology is useful for identifying the exact location of cancer and vascular diseases in their early stages, making early detection and intervention more effective.
Finding cancer earlier with AI.
That's the goal. And in a truly impressive example of automated pharmacy within a hospital, the UCSF Medical Center uses robotic technology to prepare and track an astounding 350,000 medication doses without error,
350,000 doses with 0 errors? That's incredible.
including highly toxic chemotherapy drugs. These robots handle picking, packaging, dispensing, assembling doses onto bar-coded plastic rings, freeing pharmacists and nurses to focus on direct patient care, collaborating with physicians, counseling patients, rather than manual, potentially error-prone tasks. It's like a scene from a sci-fi movie, but it's here now, vastly improving safety and efficiency.
That's incredible. A robotic pharmacy operating with such precision and scale, completely error-free. It's a huge leap forward for patient safety and efficiency. But what about, your local pharmacy, the community or retail pharmacies we all visit? How is AI impacting daily operations there beyond the big hospital setting?
AI is rapidly beginning to optimize customer interaction and inventory management in those settings too, enhancing efficiency and significantly improving the overall patient experience. For customer interactions, for instance, chatbots are now being used. They can mimic pharmacist-patient interactions, capable of resolving common complaints and queries automatically, like checking prescription refill status or basic medication information. More complex questions are then seamlessly transferred to human staff, which significantly increases efficiency and allows pharmacists to focus their expertise on more nuanced patient needs and personalized counseling, rather than being tied up with routine inquiries.
So the chatbot handles the simple stuff, freeing up the pharmacist?
Exactly. In terms of inventory management, AI-powered data analytics can predict future drug purchases with remarkable accuracy. This helps pharmacists make proper stock procurement decisions, minimizing waste from expired medications, and ensuring that essential medications are always available when patients need them, avoiding frustrating stockouts. As an example of this predictive power, Blue Yonder developed software for Autogroup, a German online retailer. It can predict with 90% accuracy what will be sold in 30 days. This same capability, when applied to a pharmacy, can drastically reduce delivery times and improve supply chain efficiency, ensuring patients get their medications faster by having them in stock rather than waiting for special orders. It ensures the right medication is on the shelf at the right time.
Okay, so what does all this mean for the pharmacists themselves, the people behind the counter? Is AI replacing them, or is it fundamentally changing their role within this evolving healthcare landscape?
That's a big question for many in the profession, I imagine. It is, and this raises an important question for the future of the profession. How will the human element evolve alongside these powerful AI tools? The consensus is pretty clear. AI isn't replacing pharmacists. Not at all. Rather, it's strongly influencing and shifting their focus. Instead of solely spending their time dispensing medications, the traditional role pharmacists are increasingly able to move towards providing a broader range of patient care services. Pharmacies can transform from being just medication fulfillment locations to becoming proactive, accessible health management centers within the community.
Health management centers. Interesting shift.
It is. Pharmacists can leverage AI to provide more deeply personalized healthcare, offering tailored advice and guidance based on a patient's specific needs and health data. This enables an expanded suite of services, including immunizations, comprehensive screenings, medication therapy management, or MTM, where they optimize drug regimens for chronic conditions, and robust disease state management for conditions like diabetes or hypertension. Furthermore, the proliferation of health trackers and wearable devices means real-time health data can be captured and analyzed by AI, providing pharmacists with actionable insights for proactive follow-up with at-risk patients, allowing for earlier intervention and continuously monitoring their quality of improvement. It empowers them to become central figures in preventative care.
So they become more like health coaches using AI insights.
In a way, yes. To thrive in this evolving environment, pharmacists absolutely need to acquire relevant hard skills in AI augmentation. This means education about AI essentials, data science, health informatics. It needs to be seamlessly integrated into PharmD education programs, into continuing education courses and residencies. This ensures that the profession is equipped to steward these transformations of care, enabling pharmacists to truly leverage AI to help people get the most from their medicines, manage their health more effectively, and ultimately lead healthier, longer lives.
We've covered so much ground today. We've seen how AI is not just a tool, but really a fundamental shift in how we approach medicine, unlocking billions in value, accelerating life-changing therapies, and reshaping everything from drug discovery and development to manufacturing, supply chains, and even the daily practice of pharmacy. It's a truly transformative force impacting every single one of us.
Absolutely. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it's really about a future where knowledge is generated and applied with just unprecedented speed and precision. This translates directly into faster cures for complex diseases, more personalized treatments tailored to individual needs, and ultimately, significantly improved patient outcomes across the globe, reaching more people with better care than ever before.
AI is clearly here to stay, and it's poised to grow exponentially, isn't it? It's moving from being, as you said, maybe a super intern that handles mundane tasks, to becoming a key partner, almost a co-pilot in our healthcare journey, augmenting human capabilities in ways we're only just beginning to fully understand and appreciate.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that as AI continues to evolve, particularly with advancements towards general AI and even the theoretical concept of self-awareness being discussed, it will continue to demand critical thinking and adaptive learning from us. So the question for you, the listener, the learner, is not just how these technologies will shape medicine, but how will we evolve alongside them? How will we ensure this powerful intelligence serves humanity's best health outcomes? While we continue to learn, adapt, and collectively define the ethical and practical future of care, is a profound question to consider.